Oh,
fail.
I failed, but we succeeded.
Did we? Are you
We
sure?
did. Yep, we're all good.
I nearly just knocked my lights over. That wouldn't have been too good.
Oh, I haven't even done my lights. That's
You
how
don't
much.
have lights. Oh, you have
That's... Well, I've got a light here.
Yeah, but you have your main cheater light that I can't have because I have a fucking steering wheel. Well, this one can't get monetized. I've sworn within the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, cheers, Ben.
You're welcome.
It's not like we're making money off this anyway, so it doesn't matter.
All but 10 views. Welcome to episode 12.
Hi, Mum.
Yes, hi, Paddy's mum. No hi to my mother because she ain't watching this. I'm never letting her watch this.
Oh, exactly. Oh, and hi, Grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
how you been? It's been what, 2 weeks?
yeah, I was just gonna say for everybody, hello, welcome back. I know it's all been a week for you, but for us, it's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Because of sickness.
Sickness.
Sickness. It's been
Sickness. Yeah, I know. Well, there was that. Plus, work has been mental for me.
Yeah.
So it's just been one of them things. But yeah, I've been all right. I've been okay. Obviously, I've been very sick. I had the winter flu as well as a chest infection in the same time.
At least you didn't have the Kraken.
Yes, I didn't have the Kraken, thank God. However, yeah, it's just been a bit shit last couple of weeks. So, yeah, like I said, work's been mental.
Mm-hmm.
Time of recording, we've just had like New Year and everything.
Yep.
So, yeah, we'll delve into Karen's in a few minutes because I've got a couple of stories from New Year.
Of course you have. New Year's, new Karens.
Exactly. Same old.
What's your resolution this year? How much more can I complain? Ah, lovely.
Certainly felt like
Stunning.
that. Exactly.
But yeah, so I was going to ask you how your New Year's was, but I guess if you want to moan about Karen's, I'll go on about my New Year's first, shall I?
Yeah, I think yours would probably be a nicer thing to start off with.
Firstly, I hate you.
Why? What did I do? I haven't seen you for 2 weeks.
No, I hate you because you have an uncommon name.
Yes.
Yes. So the viewers and listeners and everything don't know, but I of course went to my brother's for New Year's.
Yes.
Which meant driving up to Stoke, which is a 3.5 hour drive if you're going at the speed limit.
Yes.
Anyway.
I can do it.
No, I can't do it in 2. I do it in just under 3. Anyway, beside the points.
Yeah.
I stopped at Cambridge Services to get some lunch and also go toilet. And I was in the cubicle, minding my own business, doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just literally outside my cubicle, I hear, "Are you nearly done in there, Ben?" Started freaking the fuck out, going, "What do I do? Do I answer back? Do I, do I
What's going on?
What's going on? Do I answer back going, yeah, everything's okay? Or do I be like, who the fuck are you? Like, what's going on? What do I do in this moment?" And mid-panic attack, this little 3-year-old in the cubicle next to me goes, "It's okay, Dad." And I was like, all right. Okay. I now understand what is occurring.
Oh, can you imagine if you had replied?
I was.
Can you?
This is the thing, because I was nowhere near done what I needed to do. And this kid was taking his time as well. And the dad kept going, "Are you okay, Ben? Is everything okay, Ben? What's going on, Ben? Are you messing around, Ben? Are you focusing, Ben?
Are you my conscience?"
I just wanted to be like, "Yes, I'm fine. Leave me alone. I'm shitting." And I was just sitting here going, Paddy wouldn't have to fucking deal with this.
No, I wouldn't.
Paddy's got a
island.
fucking uncommon name. Here's me sitting there going, so yes, I hate you. I hate you for having an uncommon name. And
That
I
is
also
hilarious.
hate my parents for giving me such a common name.
Oh my God. I can't believe you sat on that for 2 weeks.
Sat on that for
That
2
is
weeks.
brilliant. That is so fucking funny.
I was like, we've got that group chat with a few other people in our lives.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to basically post on there. I was like, I started typing out, sitting in the cubicle, and someone's just called my name out. What the fuck?
Help.
But then I was like, nope, save it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was just.
Yeah. I'm glad you saved that. That has tickled me.
That was an experience. So.
But you know what's going to happen The next time we have a long road trip, I'm going to do that to you just to scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, but I know your voice. And
Then
that's
I
not
can put a
going to
voice on.
work.
I can put a different voice on.
Go on then.
I'm not going to do it now.
No.
Because then you'll recognise that voice.
Because I know your voice.
I have time to prepare, man.
Don't worry, I'll reply back with my biggest child's voice. Yes, Daddy.
Yes, Daddy.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
Oh, Christ.
But yeah, so that was the start of my New Year's.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, got to my brother's. And they still had their Christmas decorations up. And
That's very standard.
it is standard. You've got to remember, this is all like, even though I'm no longer Jehovah's Witness, I still don't do Christmas. So it's like to go around someone's house and there's still Christmas decorations. I'm like, oh, you've still got this.
Yeah.
And they decided to have a new tree this year, and they decided to go with a real tree.
Oh, so needle.
It was fucking huge.
Oh, okay.
It took up half the living room.
Oh, good lord. That's
Yeah.
not a big living room.
And it's not a big living room. And I was just sitting there going, okay, so it's fine. Well, there's me, my brother, and his fiance.
Yeah.
Fine. But come tomorrow, there's going to be 2 more people and a dog.
And that's not a small dog.
And it's not a small dog either. I was like, I see issues. And I kind of like said, are we going to take the tree down? And they were like, no, why? And I was like, because there's going to be a dog. And then I was like, because it took up so much room, they'd actually taken their dining table apart and put it up the loft. And I was like,
Oh, okay.
also, 3 seats, 3 people, great. But come tomorrow, there's going to be 5 people and 3 seats. And my brother went, oh yeah.
That's very standard.
And I was like, okay, so what are we going to do? Thankfully, he's got some like, not garden furniture, but almost garden furniture, just
like,
chilling in the conservatory.
Yeah.
So he brought that through, knocked the spiders off, put a cover over it. Bob's your uncle.
Fanny's your aunt. Nice.
Fanny's your aunt. Yeah. But it was just kind of okay, this has not been planned. But yeah, and then what did we do? Oh, we struggled to get to midnight. All of us were sitting there going, oh, it's 9
I
o'clock.
suppose, like, normally, because the night before you were up really late, weren't you?
Yeah. We were all like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. Oh, it's 9:45. Oh, it's 10:30. We were all struggling to get to midnight. But then it went midnight. And next thing you know, it's fucking 5 in the morning.
Yep. That's how it normally
It was
works.
just like, what? It was, we were sitting there like waiting, like, come on, it's nearly time. And then, yeah, it was something flew by. But I feel like I should need to make an admission.
Oh, God.
I was not aware that there was a superstition surrounding New Year's
Okay.
about walking out a certain door and walking back in a certain door.
I feel like I think I know this.
So apparently, when we all went out to watch the fireworks, I walked through the wrong door, which means I've welcomed in a year of bad luck.
Oh, lovely. Cheers for that.
You're welcome.
Well, if you could keep it, I'd really much appreciate
Oh, yeah,
it.
we share everything, mate. Everything gets shared on this podcast. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this year with me welcoming in bad luck, apparently. I then went and like corrected it, but I don't know how luck works. Does that cover it or does it not? I don't know.
Normally you have to do like hokey pokey and things, and like,
How do we know?
not that hokey pokey either.
Damn it.
Yeah, but there's normally some like counter unlucky curse thing that you have to do, and
People who are watching or listening, if you know the counter to that superstition, please do let us know. I think, considering it's still January, I might have time. But then again, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be like, what? March?
So
that's not going to help.
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they told you to do the different door and go back around and things, you should be right.
I should be fine. Yeah. Why does my light keep turning over?
Because we haven't used them. have we?
Twisted. But yeah, and then so we went to bed at 5, and I turned all the Christmas lights off, got into bed because I was, of course, being the single person in the house. I was on an air bed in the living room. Got into bed at 5.
Yeah.
Fell asleep quite quickly.
Yep. What?
So my brother and his fiance have their Christmas lights on a timer to turn on at 7 a.m.
Why so early?
All I know is I was laying there, and the thing is the new huge tree was at the foot of my airbed. I thought Jesus had come again. Be well, my child, for I am he.
I have arisen.
Literally just this cone of light just lit up in front of me. I was like, Jesus, is that you?
What's going on?
What? And I was like, so 2 hours sleep, and then I didn't go back to sleep because you know me, once I'm awake, I'm awake. And then I went around like Stoke, seeing some friends and family.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, saw the Edmonds. They say hi.
Yo.
And yeah, I then drove home. A 200-mile journey home on 2 hours sleep, which was fun.
Yeah. I would not have done that.
Emergency monster was needed.
Yeah.
And I love explaining my emergency monster to people because they're like, "You what?"
Yeah.
And then I say, "Oh, it's a can of Monster energy drink, and if I need it, if I'm tired, I'll drink it in an emergency." But I just love that moment of confusion. Is it like they think I've got a little gremlin in the boot? They're like, over the boot. Come on, your turn to drive. Little, got a dwarf tied up, just feeding him regularly. Come on, it's your turn. I need a kip. Get the little sticks out so his feet can hit the pedals.
Little stilts.
Yeah.
Stack of books.
So yes, that was my New Year's.
Nice.
I feel like it's time to turn to the Karens of New Year.
Oh, the hospitality side.
The hospitality side, yes.
Well.
Oh, here we go. Well, it starts with a well.
Well. Obviously, this wasn't a good New Year in general, from what I discussed with you from
things.
From things.
Yes.
And then obviously I was then sick.
Yes.
And then I had to work while being ill.
Yes.
And obviously, as I'm now getting older,
yes,
I don't physically have it in me to work and be ill at the same time anymore.
Yep.
I have to be one or the other.
Yep.
But this was a case of having to work while I was ill. So it was a case of, I think New Year's Eve, I did like something silly like 14, 15-hour shift. And that included an hour and a half break in between because I went home, because obviously I only live a couple of minutes away.
Yep.
Literally went home, had a nap. I was clever. I put my dinner in the oven, and that was like going to take half an hour to cook.
Mm-hmm.
So I put that in the oven. I fell asleep. My timer woke me up.
It's a good thing you remembered to set a timer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this story could have been completely different.
Yeah, because it would have just been you by yourself.
Paddy had a fire.
Paddy had a fire because he fell asleep while cooking food.
So it's just me. Anyway, carry on.
Excuse me. I am still recovering.
Should I be wearing a mask? I've got masks.
No, it's fine. We're all good. It's not that kind of ill. But obviously I was incredibly ill. I was there, so dinner in the oven, woke up, literally ate that, showered, changed, went straight back to work, and then basically worked all the way into the new year, and then went home and then woke up really early to come and do breakfast again.
Lovely.
New Year's Eve night, we had a rather drunk Karen, which is quite funny.
Oh, love a drunk Karen.
She was a hotel guest as well, which was even funnier.
Of course she was.
And of course, therefore, she thought she was completely entitled to dictate where she sat within the restaurant.
Of course.
And unfortunately, at that time, because she decided to be the last person to sit down because she came down late, and then decided to have drinks at the bar, even though she was so drunk she couldn't sit on the bar stool properly. Remember the bar stool?
Yeah.
She struggled to climb up on said bar stool to sit there. Mm-hmm. It was rather amusing. And she was all like, I'm going to read the menu. Blah, 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 blah. So she was reading the menu and everything. She was like, right, where are we sitting? And I was like, we're just on this table over here. And she goes, I don't like that one. And I said, well, unfortunately, that's the only table left, unless you want to sit in the backroom restaurant all by yourself, because we've managed to work it out and get everybody in to create a nice atmosphere for everybody. And that's the only table that's left. And she said, well, it's just not good enough. And I said, well, I'm very, very sorry. However, like I said, I mean, you can wait for somebody to be free, but I doubt that anybody's going to be ready anytime soon.
Because it's New Year's and they're going to take the time.
Yes, exactly that. And everybody's having a 5-course meal, so they ain't going anywhere. They ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Course meal.
Yeah, man. Yeah, boy. So she demanded to speak to the manageress. Yes, considering I'm the manager, I was confused as much as you were.
Right, okay.
Did
Did you go out back, put a wig on, and be like, yeah.
Come in, excuse me, darling, you want to see me?
Yes, it's Patricia here, thank you.
Yeah, if only.
And then when she's like, why have you got a beard? You'd be like, are you phobic?
If only. If only I had that time and the costume change ready.
Are you saying you don't?
Wait, I hadn't planned
Do
for
I
it
need
that
to
day.
stop and pull over and show you the boot?
Oh, so that's what the troll wears.
Yeah.
But no, so she was she mistook my assistant manager as the manager.
Right.
So she demanded to speak to her, and I kindly informed her that she was off sick.
Yep.
So, and I then politely informed her that actually she was my assistant manager.
Question,
Yes.
just quickly. Did you politely inform her, or did you do the smug, I'm sorry, she's not sick?
Well, yeah, I was a bit rude. But that's because she was being a twat. So,
You know, my mind is just that meme of Chris Hemsworth as Thor doing the whole...
I was very much like that, Ben. I was very much like that. I was just like, well, to be honest with you, I was like, I'm the manager, and the person you're referring to is my assistant manager. And she was like, well, where is she? And how long have you been here? Because I don't recognise you. And I went, well, it's funny that, because I recognise you, because we've had conversations before and I've served you before, and I've been here since 2019. And she was just, I know, that's a story for another bloody day. 2019. Yes, disgusting.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday, 2019, then. So yeah, so she was just like, oh no, I do recognise you. I didn't realise you were the manager. I was like, oh, sign of a good manager is that everybody thinks that somebody else is the manager, because everybody is a part of the team and everybody works efficiently.
All right, Pirates of the Caribbean.
I know, I tried.
Part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the crew, part of the ship.
I was thinking more of our old boss from the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
who
Wasn't like that.
who wasn't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, so she decided to be a bitch for the rest of the evening. But it was quite funny because obviously I was then on for breakfast the next morning,
Yep.
and her husband had obviously told her in the morning how much of a bitch she'd been, because she came down and they saw me working,
Yeah.
and then suddenly she was very sheepish around me.
Mm.
So that was fun, but she was a bit disgusting. She ate her food and then picked it out and then put it on the table for us to clean up. Yeah, I know. And we're talking about a middle-aged woman. Disgusting, isn't it?
Do you think she didn't get through high school?
I don't know. I think she's one of those ones that
Relies on her tits.
Well, they probably touch her knees by now, but I think she was one of those ones that came into money and therefore they think they're higher than they are.
Right.
So that was a fun one. And then my other fun one was New Year's Day, and of course by this time I'd just done a 15-hour shift and then come in really early, and it was towards the end of the shift, and I was dying. I had regular customers coming up to me and going, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I was just like, "I'm just really ill and I'm really tired. Please, just enjoy your meal.
Stay away from the plate.
Leave me alone. I'll get somebody
You
else
had a little
to serve you."
robe, cloak with a hood, and be like, "Stay away."
Yeah, basically, I felt like a leper.
Oh, you should have done it.
That's where it almost got to
You know,
that stage.
have someone following you around with a bell going, "Unclean, unclean."
Bring out your dead. So New Year's Day, like most restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
set menu, yeah?
Yeah.
99.9% of restaurants on New Year's Day do a set menu, because there's no deliveries, there's no nothing, there's basically what you've got left,
It's leftovers.
and you create the menu from that, yeah?
Yeah.
So with this, set menu, it's always that. It just so happened that this year, the New Year's Day, was a Sunday.
Yes.
So we still ensured that we did a roast.
Right.
Because it was Sunday.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Fair play. So this really, I've just realised there's a massive bird poop on your screen.
Yes, thank you for realising.
I wonder what that was.
Bird poop.
It's a bird poop. Yeah, so this biatch, who is well known to us,
Right.
who comes not regularly, but enough that we know when we see her name, you groan.
Right.
And you're like,
yeah.
oh God, not this cat. So she came in with her family, blah, 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 blah. And she's one of those ones that if you employed one person to just stand next to the table with like, we don't have it, but like, you know, like some pubs and stuff have like an online ordering pad.
Yes.
And you should stand there and input their order at the table.
Yes.
If you employed somebody to only be at her table with one of those things, it would still not be quick enough for her. I don't understand. There's only so much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a human being.
Maybe what you need to start doing is because when she books a room, does she book a table as well, like a specific
Oh,
table?
so she's only a dining guest. This one.
But I'm guessing she books a specific table.
No.
What you need to start doing is leaving a pad and pencil out on her table. When she's like, "What's this for?" It's, "Oh, so you can do your order straight away." Because apparently we're not quick enough. I know you shouldn't do that. Don't listen to me because you'll get fired. But I can say these things because I'm not going to get fired.
Well, she can't book a table because I blocked her on the system now.
Love it.
Because I'm that petty.
Yes, you are.
I
hope your bosses don't listen to this. Don't care. But yeah, I would have just left a pad and pencil out and be like,
the thing
write
is,
your order down.
The thing is, you can't even you show her to the table and you go, "You're on this table," and she goes, "That's nice. Where's my menus?" She hasn't even sat down. She hasn't even got a coat off, and the menus aren't there. She's one of those ones that just wants everything straight away.
Right.
Yeah. And everybody hates her. And like I said, now that we've blocked her, she can't come in any way, and nobody will serve her, so it doesn't matter. But so her brother paid for the meal.
Yeah.
They left, and then like 10 minutes later, she randomly appeared at the thing and started having go at BFG.
Right.
And I was just like, I come behind the bar, and of course, you know what I'm like when I'm tired. I'm in a foul mood. So I was in a foul mood. I was tired. I was ill, and I was just like, "What's going on?" So I come behind the bar, and Ben, he was just like, "I don't know what to do. I don't know what you want me to do." So I just said, "Just go away, mate. I'll deal with this. I'll sort it. Go and have your lunch." And she was just like, "We've been charged for 2 courses." I was like, "Yeah, it's New Year's Day. It's a set menu. It's on the menu." She goes, "Yeah, but we only have 1 course." And I was just like, "Well, that's your problem." I said, "That's your problem, isn't it?" I said, "Did you want dessert? I'll get you desserts to take away." "No, I want to be charged for 1 course." I said, "Well, it's New Year's Day. You literally get 2 courses, either starters, mains, or mains and desserts. That's it. That's the crux of it." And she goes, "But it wasn't explained to us by the waitress." And I said, "Well, it doesn't need to be, because it's on black and white in the menu that you read. There's no prices on the menu apart from the 2 courses and the 3 courses." And then that's when I grabbed the menu and put it in front of her, and I suggest next time you read the menu. Oh, I was not in the mood to be fucked with, my friend. So I was just like, and then she started insulting the waitress.
Right.
Okay. And then I was just like, I really wanted, because did the customer not know that waitress's dad was sitting at the bar waiting for her to finish?
Right.
To take her home.
Okay.
And I was looking at him going, "Come on, say something. Say what I want to say and I'm not allowed to say. Say it!" But he didn't. I mean, and to be fair to him, and when I saw him a couple of days later, he was just like, it took every ounce of my being not to go over there and knock her out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "You should have done it, mate. I'd have bought you a pint." But to be fair, I still bought him a pint.
Yeah.
But I was just like, honestly, you should have done it, because she was just so rude and arrogant. She demanded a refund. She was just like, I only want to pay for 1 course. And I was just like, "Okay, well, that's fine. I'll charge you for 1 course." So I charged her for 1 course. her course. I didn't refund all the others.
Yeah, right, okay.
So there she was, expecting to get a full refund of like, 15, like 30, 35-inch quid.
Yeah.
Give her a tenner.
Yeah.
I was just like, there you go, love. And then of course she stormed out because she was obviously then embarrassed at the fact that I'd made her make a scene and embarrass herself because she was just like, oh, you're making me out to be the villain. And I was like, you are the villain. I said, it's there in black and white, you know. So she obviously left a snarky review.
Of course.
Of course. And then that's when I took it upon myself to block her off the system so she couldn't book.
All right. So I'm guessing now every time she tries to book, it will say like you're fully booked or something.
Don't know, don't care. I'm just waiting for her to call up so I can say no, we're not serving you.
See, that's what I would have done. I'd be like, fine, we'll give you a refund, but never come back. You're barred. That's what I would have done. I'd be like, fine.
I wasn't even going to bother have that conversation because the likelihood is that she won't come back.
No, very unlikely.
She even said in her review, she was like, I don't even know if I'll come back again. And I was just like,
she just replied back, good,
cool. Glad to hear it. Bon voyage.
But why is it whenever like you have a Karen,
yeah,
and they complain about something, and you politely point out where they're wrong, they then further look for issues, as if it's like, oh, I can't lose face. I can't just say, oh, sorry, I was wrong, because I had one of them at Premier Inn.
Yeah.
So, of course, once again, you can see Karen's coming a mile off.
Oh.
So I just name dropped Premier Inn, but it's fine. I don't work there anymore. What are they going to do? Sue me?
We don't have enough people watching this to worry about.
I don't have enough money for them to sue me.
Well, there's that too.
But she walked in, and it was the hotel I worked at.
Yeah.
Firstly, you had your car park, and then you had a bit of a walk to the entrance.
Yeah.
And then the entrance was like a really long corridor with the reception desk at the other end from the doors. But when you walked through the doors, the door up to the stairs to the rooms was right to your right. So you'd walk in, you got your door there, but then a long corridor with the reception desk. And she walks in and she just huffs and stomps up to the reception desk. And I'm sitting there just like, here we go. And she was like, I want to make a complaint. I was like, oh, sorry, what seems to be the issue? She was, I was followed into the hotel. And I kind of like leant round her. And I was like, there seems to be no one there anymore. Well, someone followed me right in behind me. I was like, could it have been another guest? And she went, well, they walked very close behind me. I was like, what people do when they're trying to like run through a door that's open, you know?
Going to the place that they are going to as well.
Oh, she didn't like that they also wore a hood because it made her feel very uncomfortable.
Oh, go away.
It was raining. And it was like, it's raining, so that's probably why they're wearing a hood. Anyway, she checked in, and I just turned to my colleague and I was like, we're about to get a complaint. I even like jotted on the notepad like the handover we have, like room such and such, it's gonna complain. Literally within 5 minutes. Yes, I want to complain. I was like, oh, sorry, what's up? And she went, oh, my room hasn't been cleaned by the housekeeper. Like, you've given me a dirty room. And I was like, I'm so sorry about that. Let me just come up and just see what's wrong with the room. So I because I was the shift manager and everything, so I tell my team where I'm off to, and just say, hold the floor, and I'm off. Stumble in there.
He's a bit drunk
on a Wednesday.
War lad.
So I go up, and she's standing there over the bed, pointing at the bed. And I was like, okay, maybe they haven't changed the sheets or something, like everything. And I was like, what seems to be the problem? And she goes, there's foundation on the pillow. And I look at the pillowcase, and the pillowcases used were quite thin. They were just like a single sheet of fabric. And what she mistook for the foundation was the tag on the pillow inside the pillowcase, because of course it had red writing on it. And she saw that red writing through the pillowcase and thought it was foundation and lipstick and makeup basically smeared across the pillow. And I was like, I'm so sorry, that's not makeup, that's the tag. I know makeup when I see it. And I was like, oh, I fucking can tell with the fucking lipstick smeared up to fucking high heaven. Come on now, Ursula, calm down. And she's like, it's definitely. And I pulled it out and I showed her the tag.
Yeah.
And she went quiet. And then she went, ripped the duvet off the bed and started scanning the bed. And then she went, here, I found a hair. And she was holding up a bright, dyed red hair, about bob length.
Yeah.
Can you guess what haircut she had?
Yeah. I see where this is going.
She had a bright red bob. And I was just like, that's yours? I don't know how else to explain it, but that's your hair. It's literally just fallen off you as you scanned the bed. Anyway, I was like, so sorry. Let me. And all I did was replace the bed, like the bed sheet, which is just very easy.
Yeah.
Huge sheet, tuck it out on under either side.
Yeah.
And it was just that kind of, how can you just be like, okay, I get it. So she's seen the tag under the pillowcase, thought it was makeup, got angry because she's already upset someone followed her into the hotel.
Yeah.
And so she's complained about it being makeup. When it's been pointed out that it's not makeup, why isn't she gone, oh, I'm so sorry. You're all okay then. Goodbye. Thank you for coming up. Thank you for coming and addressing my issues. Why did she then have to further look for issues that weren't there?
It's like you said, isn't it? Just people don't like to be wrong.
No. But I don't know about you, but if ever I make a mistake,
yeah,
oh, so sorry.
But we've had this conversation at work before. Is that it's very much a because we've worked in this industry and we've worked with people like that. If we do make a mistake, then we're like, okay, well, shit, that's our fault. I apologise.
The amount of times I've like ordered a meal or something,
yeah,
they go, oh, that's £9 something. And I'm like, oh, sorry, the sign says £5 something.
Yeah.
And they go, oh yeah, but you've added this, and you've done this, and it's not in this time frame or anything. And I just go, oh, okay, so sorry. Boom.
Yeah.
Because what? I'm not going to know more than the staff there.
No, exactly. Because that's what
they do day in and day out. They know what's going on. Okay, maybe somewhere like Premier Inn or McDonald's where I used to work, I could be like, no, it's not. Like, for a fact, I know that the hamburgers take 40 seconds on the grill in McDonald's because I still remember that. So when it's like been in 3-4 minutes for your fucking double cheeseburger, you're like, where is it? Like, so sorry, it's still cooking. It's like, fuck off, is it still cooking? They only take 40 seconds to cook. You've just been too busy watching TikTok out back.
Yeah.
I know, because that's what I used to do. No, I wasn't working at McDonald's when TikTok was around.
No. TikTok is a young man's thing.
TikTok is a young man's thing. But like, I mean, I can say it now because I'm not going to get fired, but did I ever tell you how I got away with most of my shifts at McDonald's? I was generally put on floor to keep clean the tables and everything. And so all I did is spray bottle in one hand, cloth in the other hand, and I would literally just walk around in circles because you could walk from the dining area through past the toilets, into the staff area, through the back of the kitchen, through the counters and back into the dining area.
Yeah.
And I would literally just walk in a circle with this cloth and spray bottle in my hand. Yeah. Just looked like I had a purpose. Every like 2 or 3 revolutions, spray a table, give it a little clean.
Yeah.
My managers would never ask me what I was up to. Yeah. Oh, he's busy. He's working.
But people don't bother you if you're walking with purpose.
If you walk with purpose,
you have to walk with purpose.
And so now I see people doing it. Go, you're doing cool, mate.
Yeah. I fucking know your game.
Because I used to do that. And so so I like places I've worked before. Maybe I could call them out on bullshit. But if there's any other time someone I question it and they tell me no, you're wrong, I don't question them further. I just go, oh, okay. But yeah. So with that,
shall we do final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Karens, what the fuck is your problem?
Paddy, why the fuck do you have an uncommon
Ben, why do you have such a common name when it comes to restrooms?
Apparently, why do Ben take so long shitting?
Oh my god.
Dad constantly was like, what are you doing? Are you okay in there?
The kid was probably on TikTok. It's a young man's game.
No, this kid was like 3 or 4. You know when you're old enough, like, it's your first ever shit alone?
Yeah. He's probably not fucking shitting. He was probably worried about
the best comment was when his dad goes, oh, Ben, make sure you don't touch any surfaces that you don't need to in there. Because it's a public toilet. Public toilets are dirty.
What was this Ben doing?
I don't know, but I was just like, oh, no, I want to touch every surface. Because a man outside has just told me not. So, final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
I hate having a common name. If I ever have kids, I will never have kids. But if I ever have kids, I'm making sure they're having uncommon names, so they don't go through that shit.
Fair enough.
And Karens be Karens.
Karens be Karens. And on that note, thank you very much for joining us this week. Appreciate it. We love you. And
See you next week.
see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.